Hi, everybody. I'm Whitney. So I really wanted to do this recording. I was hoping it would be in a little bit better space. I just got to Mount Shasta. So I just got here tonight. It's like 11 p.m. I just got here a little bit ago and unpacked. I was hoping that I get here earlier. I was hoping I'd have like a way that I could have like some of the, maybe not the mountain, but some of the nature in the background, but that's not the case. That's not the view that I have from my motel room. So instead, you have this lovely view. But I had to do this reading while I was here because there is the full moon tomorrow, and I wanted to really see what energies want to come through. For those of you who aren't familiar with Mount Shasta, which is in Shasta, California, which is in sort of like mid Northern California. So like if you know where Redding is, if you drive from the Bay Area up to Portland, which is where I'm headed next, it's sort of like right along that path, that way on the 5. And it is a magical, mystical place. If you haven't heard much about it, I'm going to give a little 101. I wanted to do a bigger thing about Shasta, try to find a spot outside and kind of tell you guys more about Shasta. I might find some time for that tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I've just embarked on a road trip that will be going on for probably a few months. And I'm really going to try to hit up some spiritual spots, not all the spots I'd want to. I did a trip last year and I did Sedona, which is an amazing place, amazing spiritual vortex, but Shasta is as well. I mean, Shasta is notorious for being a spiritual hub, and it's known for having sort of this call that a lot of people are drawn here from around the world. They sort of start to get this intuition, this guidance, this voice that's kind of pulling them towards the mountain. And it is this beautiful, gorgeous, giant, majestic mountain that every time you see it kind of takes you back. There's a lot of legends behind it. I might go ahead and do that video tomorrow because I do want to get into this full moon for you all. But I just want to let you know that I am here in Mount Shasta. So the energy that's coming through is a little bit extra special and sparkly tonight because this is where I am in this lovely motel room. It is really lovely though. So this is a full moon in Aquarius. The full moon is hits its peak tomorrow, so it is on August 11th, 2022. And as I described in the last full moon, it is in Aquarius because it's the opposite of our current astrological position, which is Leo. We're still in Leo season, and so the full moon is in Aquarius. And it's also a super moon, and it's the last super moon of the year. So super moons are when the moon, its elliptical cycle, is the closest it ever gets to Earth. So it seems brighter, and this is the last one of the year. So soak it up, get all that superness in. Man, it's a pretty wild time. I mean, we had the Lionsgate portal on 8/8. So there's all kinds of stuff happening astrologically, planetary alignments and all of that, along with the Lionsgate portal. And kind of following with my new moon reading, there's just a lot going on between July and August. I just get this sense of like this push, and then like we're going to be kind of like moving. It's going to it's like a birthing, and then from September onwards, we're going to be like on a totally different track. I think I said that in the last reading. It's like something's going to come that we didn't even know we had, or we didn't even like recognize, and all of a sudden we're going to be like maybe totally focused on something new or different come like I feel like September, October time. But right now we're kind of in this shift. And that's the kind of energy I was getting. So it's the full moon in Aquarius, and Aquarius is an air sign. And so it's a lot about communication, being direct. It's about, cognitive stuff, air. And so for me, what this means for this moon is, it was actually interesting. While I was driving up here, I got this thought that it's almost like the communication is with ourselves. And again, taking from what I spoke about on the new moon, the new moon 2 weeks ago, the new moon that was in Leo, was that we were kind of like at that point where we're done mourning and grieving over something. It was time to stop the crying and get up and move on. And now I get this sense that there's some things to address. It also is kind of like this no nonsense that I mentioned last time. That's kind of carrying on to this moon. And it's this sense of because like I said, we're moving into something new come September. Like we are moving through a doorway. Like we are going to be pushing into a new chapter, a new phase. A lot of people are starting new cycles around that time. And a phrase that I love is you can't move through the doorway to the future if you're carrying the bags of the past, right? Like if we have all this baggage, we're not going to be able to, we literally can't fit through the doorway. We have to let it go. And what I was getting when I drove is that I had the image of somebody going in to talk to their boss at work, and that feeling where like, you know, you get called in and they're like, hey, we need to talk to you about a few things. And that it wasn't necessarily like about, you know, being let go or that your job was in jeopardy. It was that they wanted to let you know that some people gave some feedback about some things that weren't working with you, and they wanted you to know. And it came from a place of regard, right? Like I just got this vision, like you're an employee that they appreciate, and they just want you to understand what's not working so you can grow from that. That's what I feel like this full moon is about, is like it's not emotional. It's about communication. But for me, it's about communication with yourself about, okay, so these are the things that I recognize, I realize now. We might've just finished a cycle of a habit that we've repeated a long time. And now we're kind of on the other side of it. And we're like, okay, that just happened again. Or that, you know, this just happened with this person, or something just might've gotten finished. And I see this as like sort of this debriefing time, or like that, you know, office discussion where like you're sitting in the office, but it's just you. And like, maybe like your wise mind is kind of saying to you like, hey, so this happened again. We love you. We want to keep you. We're really proud of you. You do great work. Again, using the office analogy, like it's your manager, but we need you to kind of step it up. And that's what this is. This new moon this full moon in Aquarius is about direct conversation, being blunt, again, letting go of the emotions, you know, not feeling like in your sadness anymore, but being like, yeah, you know what? I have flaws. I'm not perfect. And I keep repeating the same pattern. It's not serving me. Up here is this doorway. There's this doorway coming in September. We're moving through it. There's going to be new beginnings. Things are going to start moving faster. We want to let go of this stuff. And now we're at this part where it's not even like a contemplative place of like, I'm going to sit and see what it is. We're having this meeting of like, okay, we know what it is. Here's the problem. Here's what hasn't worked. How do we cut it out? Now's the time to cut it out. You know, we need to let it go because we know our value. We know our worth. We know that we can move through those doors. And the other thing is that the other side of that you know, that doorway into September is, you know, the evolved version of you. Like we're moving into a higher version of ourselves. And the question is, you know, how can I move into that? How can I let go of these things that I might have been practicing or acting like for a long time so that I can move into this new place? So I really just see this as like this like meeting with yourself on this moon. And from now until into September, it's like, all right, well, this is go time. So how do we get ready? How do we prepare for this movement? And no more in our feelings, no more sitting and contemplating what is it that I'm struggling with? We already know. We know. So we're having the business meeting to identify it. I don't know if that resonates with people. That's just what I was getting. And even, you know, just stronger as I'm getting here. And it's the continued message from the new moon, which is like, no nonsense. Like, it's not about like bargaining, like, well, I don't know if that's true, or it's just like, okay, we know what we're working with. Let's get it done. I think I've gotten the point to that. But so that's what I'm feeling. It is about communication. It is truly about like, we're moving on from our old self, and we're moving into a newer version of us, a higher version. And that just means it's something that we've been working towards. It's higher because it's something we've been working at and to grow and to change. And now we're actually leveling up. That's what it is. This moon is about getting ready to level up. And again, you can't level up if you have all this baggage that you'd have to pick up with you to get to the next level. You got to let it go. So those are my thoughts on this moon. It's a beautiful moon. I hope you go out and check it out. I am going to pull a few cards. I did feel called to try a different deck. I brought all my decks with me on this road trip, and I got this Thoth deck, and it's the really old school Aleister Crowley tarot deck. So I'm going to pull some from here, and then from my new Oracle deck, the Spirit Animal Oracle. You can see that. Oh yeah, and I apologize again for the poor quality. I don't have a fancy studio, which I'm calling in to manifest for the new home I will be searching for and finding soon. So that's what I'm thinking of for me personally when I think about that newer version is, no more berating or being sad about things I don't have. It's like, okay, what hasn't worked to get me what I'm looking for? What can I do to actually get there? Just sharing that because it might help to kind of help you connect with that idea of stepping through that doorway. Okay, so we're going to ask, so just take a minute. I have some beautiful crystals with me here too. I actually got this one in Shasta probably 2 trips ago. It's a apatite, beautiful stone, good for helping you retrieve ancient wisdom and knowledge that we have from past lives. And we have Celestine, beautiful, purifying, good for cleansing, peace, such a beautiful stone. And then selenite, a selenite tower, gorgeous. So all of that plus Shasta, some buzzing energy. So let's see what wants to come through. Okay. So we're going to ask for guidance and spirit guides and any energies that would like to come through for the highest good and greatest guidance of all. Okay, so I'll ask for any cards from the tarot deck they'd like us to see. Okay. Any other cards from it? Okay, we have 2, so I'm going to take them. Oh, interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. All right, and now, or I'll do the spirit animal after. Okay, so, all right. What did we get? We got the Hangman, first off. Okay, so the Hangman is all about surrender. The Hangman is about being in a position to contemplate and see things in a different way. No, look, no one wants to be in that position. It does not look comfortable, right? But sometimes we have to do things that are uncomfortable to change. And like I was just saying, walking through a new doorway, we have to let go of some things. Letting go means changing the way we've been doing things. So this Hangman means that, again, like I was saying, we're at this before time, before we cross that door. So we're kind of in this place of, we're sorting things out. I mean, look at him. He's literally like, his arms are, held apart and his legs are, his leg is bound to this thing and he's just hanging. And he's like, man, this sucks, but it's where I am. And I need to think about, the way things have been and the way I want them to be moving forward. So to me, it's really saying that recognize that I just got like, this time is not going to last. There might be some discomfort right now because we are in the in-between. There truly is a new beginning coming. I feel it so strongly. And it's just saying that it's just sit tight. It's okay. Sometimes it's important to be okay with discomfort and to use it, right? Because it's usually in our most uncomfortable times that we're having the most growth, right? Because he's forced to see things from a different perspective. And there's also, there's a snake below him, which I love because snake is all about transformation, right? Shedding your skin. So it's like, it's that power. But the thing is, he can't see it. He can't see it, the snake. So it's like, he thinks everything is awful and he's in this bad position. He doesn't realize that there's this representation, this essence of change and transformation that's right below him. And that's what it's saying like, that's what he's gaining from being here. And he doesn't even know it. So that's the thing that this card wants you to look at is recognize that for so many of us, this whole year might've been challenging and things came up and stuff that we didn't want to have happen, but it's all been for our transformation. And that this Hangman is really coming to a close is what I'm getting. So recognize this is sort of the final phase, but there is, from this discomfort, from this challenging, contortion, you're getting this transformation. And then sure enough, the next card we get is the Tower. So it's saying that, there's going to be change. And what I'm getting is that there's going to be some things, like I was saying, like having that meeting with yourself where you're like, okay, here's what's working, here's what's not. But there might be something that you didn't see coming. There might be something that you're like, okay, I know that I need to address this and this, but something might come out that's like right before you walk through this doorway, right before there's this change in September, it might be like, oh, that's a thing too that I need to look at. And I see it as being like an interpersonal thing. So it might be with somebody, it might have been from a past relationship, friendship, family, or a situation where it's like, whoa, like all of a sudden, like something drastically changes. And it could even be like just something leaving your life. It actually could be that. It could be something that you're needing to address, or it could be something that can't fit through that doorway that you need to drop that you really didn't see. And, like the phrase, God doing for us what we couldn't do for ourselves. It could be that there might be this drastic change drop, like right at the 11th hour. So just something to be mindful of. When you look at this card, there's a lot going on in this graphic, and there's a mouth that's like blowing out fire. There could be some frustration and anger. I know that I had anger coming up the past few days since the Lion's portal. I don't know if anyone else is having that, but I was just getting frustrated with things and feeling anger. And it made me remember like just how unpleasant it is to feel really angry. And how I feel in that lower energy when I get there, and it doesn't feel good. So it might be that anger is kind of revealing what tower needs to fall, because anger usually comes from when we're getting overwhelmed. We're taking on too much. And if you look, there's a bunch in this card, it's like all piled up and then just falls. So yeah, wow, to have the Hangman in the tower, it's like there's some discomfort right now. So, but just know that it's, it's on its way out. Really is a really strong time right now. And then the third card we got is the Queen of Wands. And I love this. I mean, it feels like it kind of goes with this like tower, like, look, he's breathing fire, and she has like this fire coming up from her, and she has this cheetah with her. But she's just like standing like this glorious goddess with like sun spokes coming out of her head and all this fire. But it's like, to me, it's like, this is nothing to her, right? Like she's watching this and she's like, yeah, I got this. So I feel like it's whatever the tower moment is, it's not going to take us down. It's going to be like, we're still in our power right now. Remember, we already know what we're trying to address, what we're trying to release. And so whatever might come out of nowhere, we're going to be able to handle it and say, all right, okay, I didn't see that coming, but we're on a mission. Because look, she's on a mission. Like, this woman is like, she has an idea in her head. You can tell. The Queen of Wands makes things happen. The Queen of Wands is like the really vivacious, determined, entrepreneurial, innovative spirit that just like nothing will stop her. And she's, she communicates well. That's why it's appropriate. That's with Aquarius. She's very social. She's able to connect with people. Really like the Queen of Wands. She's very likable. So, this person is just, they're not concerned with whatever this tower moment might be. So you have the power. You're going to be in your power when push comes to shove at the end of this, even though might have been uncomfortable, even though there might be something at the 11th hour that kind of shocks you, or that's been coming for a while. It might have already happened for some people. I'm getting that, but just know that like, you're going to be able to handle this. Okay. So I don't think I can pull it back far enough for you to see it, but I'll show them again. And then let's go ahead and get a spirit animal card. They're usually a little gentle, which might be kind of nice. Cause I'm definitely feeling strong energy. I still feel the Leo. But I do feel there's so much of that Aquarius communication energy, where there's like there might be a lot of conversation happening in the next few weeks for you. Again, kind of unexpected, but I feel like you're going to have your head about you. Like, you're going to be able to be in your power and like, just be like, okay, all right, let's do this. Let's get it done. Again, like being in the office with your boss, who's like, we need to work on this. And you're going to be like, okay, let me hear it. I understand that. Like, very like, deliberate, delegating, understanding, even though you've been in this uncomfortable position. Okay. Spirit animal. What wants to come out? Who do we have? Who do we have for the full moon? Aquarius. Aquarius on August 11th. Maybe I have to pick one. Go ahead and pick one. All right. Spirit animal for the highest good and greatest guidance. Oh, the dolphin spirit. Oh, I love this. This and that are true. Can you see it? I'm sorry. But it says this and that are true, which is so perfect because I feel like that's, kind of like this Queen of Wands where she's not taking things personally, where it's like, okay, he feels that way and I feel this way. And both things are true, but yet we have to work together. I keep getting working. So something has to do with working with people. I mean, I guess it all has to do with being able to go forward. And it's also working things out with yourself. Even when we recognize habits and patterns, at the end of the day, it's like, it was true that I wanted to do that at the time and it felt like it served me, but it's also true that it doesn't work for me now and I need to move forward. So it's kind of like that thing of not condemning your past and not condemning yourself for past, what we might call mistakes or, deviations. We just say like, this and that is true. It was true that that worked for me at the time. And it's also true that it's not going to work for me anymore. And then I got to let it go. So it's looking at things with a more balanced and less judgmental perspective. That's what I'm getting from this dolphin spirit is it's like, we can get through this without a ton of judgment. And again, that's the overall message I have is we might be getting some feedback. We might be having to deal with some harsh truths, but we're able to do it level-headed. We're able to get through, this discomfort and this challenge that might come out of nowhere and still be this queen and be able to say, okay, this is true and that is true. And we can still work with this and I can move forward and get out of this wild time and into my new life because that's what you deserve because you're leveling up. So I know that was kind of all over. I did just get here and I just really wanted to do something while I was in Shasta for the full moon. So I hope you all have a beautiful moon. I hope you go dance under the moon and put your crystals out. I don't know how I'll put them out because I'm in a motel. I can't have somebody take them. Anyways, have a beautiful moon. Take care.